is crucial to teach immediate obedience in between the ages of 0 and 5. That is absolutely of paramount importance. However, when you're in a situation where you cannot give commands, I thought it would be helpful for me to give some real life examples and demonstrate how you can navigate things without giving commands when it's just not appropriate to do so. Our grandson is not undergoing a structured, intentional mode of training. And so when he comes to see us, this is very much a wonderful experiment opportunity to see what works in that situation. And one day he came over and we decided to watch a little bit of Shaun the Sheep for a few minutes. And as he was watching it, I would say what everything in the pictures are, because he's only 2 and he can't really understand the storyline yet. But we would say blue tractor, Farmer Brown, goat, sheep, green grass, brown dog. And he loves this. He echoes everything as I say it. Well, then it was time for dinner. And so we turned off the screen and I said time for dinner, and my husband and I made our way to the dining room table. And we sat down and our grandson came along. We didn't say, do you want to eat dinner now? It's time for dinner. We did not address him personally. We assumed he would come with us. And so he got up to the table and then we prayed and commenced the meal. Well, he started banging on the table with his fork, and I put my hand over the fork and said, Gran and Grandpa, do not bang our fork at the table. It is for putting food into your mouth, and that is all. And I released the fork, and he started banging again. I put my hand over the fork and stated my previous statement again, and he pulled the fork out from under my hand and threw it on the floor. My husband and I, completely non-reactionary, we continued our conversation, and my husband picked up my grandson gently, set him on the floor, and said, you will now pick up your fork. And he said, no, and got right back up in his chair. And we are still eating, non-reactionary, but my husband did pick him up, set him down on the floor again, and said, you will now pick up your fork. And he thought about that, and he looked at both of us. And we did not look back at him. We were continuing with our meal. And he said no, a little more uncertainly, and got back in his chair. And my husband gently just lifted him out of his chair, put him back on the floor, and said, you will pick up your fork. And he thought about that, and he said, I will pick up my fork. And he picked up his fork, and he got in his chair, and he started to eat his dinner. We did not praise him. We did not comment. We simply included him as it would have happened had nothing else transpired with the fork.